TBEEP, where have you been? Why haven't you been uploading? Are you okay? How are you so ridiculously handsome and intellectual? And why are 83% of your viewers not subscribed? While I can't answer all of those questions, I will answer some of them as a preface before this video begins. See, I had an amazing video idea planned out for all of you no-lived gremlins to enjoy. A collaboration with Spintown, this handsome fella right here from this amazing video right here. However, Filmora decided, no TBEEP, it's okay, you've had enough YouTube for a while, and sent me on my merry way back to square one. How, you may ask? Because the video recorder I used made the footage slower and more messed up than 90% of Gen Alpha. I literally could not use it. Rinse and repeat for another footage session, and that's when I decided to use OBS to record my videos instead, solving the problem. So then I could finally make Now that I'm better, I could finally make the video after almost a month of putting it off. I hope you enjoy. Ever since the dawn of time, humans have been using their vast and expendable knowledge to create weapons of mass destruction, from the lowly spear or bow to the dangerous gun or nuclear bomb. But what if we didn't? And that's what we're answering today. Can I beat a game of Minecraft Bedwars without weapons? The rules are fairly simple. Anything considered a weapon like a sword, bow, or knockback stick are all forbidden. I'm only allowed to use my fist. Fireballs are also forbidden, but I'm allowed to use them to destroy bridges in advance and to fireball jump from place to place. If I kill or even attack a player with a weapon, the game is forfeit. We good? Alright, let's get it then. I started the first game off as any sane person would and collected enough of those tasty materials to make a skimpy bed defense and make my— oh hey, would you look at that? Ow. Anyways, just as I had hoped, Pink fell for my elaborate trap and I was able to decimate him to such an extent that his family has most likely disowned him. I snatched up a few of those delicious diamonds before stocking up on illegal explosives, drugged apples, and moon rock I stole from NASA to cover my mattress. I spent almost the next 30,000 years of my life just protecting my bed before sauntering off towards Red Base and— Fret not, dear viewer. Despite the fact that he's right there with 20 times more gear than I do, I still think I have a fighting chance. Okay, to be fair, on the first game I was the last opponent remaining and I almost knocked him off despite having nothing besides my fist. I'd say that's a pretty good first game. El juego número 4 transcurrió sin incidentes. Esperé para recoger mis materiales. También rompí mi alfombra mientras esperaba. Luego me compré herramientas y hice un puente hacia la casa de los amarillos. Entonces morí. Game number 9 was an infuriating game to say the least. I should have won this one and my challenge would have been over, but no, this challenge wanted me to struggle even more than I already had. I started my first rush, nothing special. Green fell in the void like a loser, so I was able to get his bed. Man, I couldn't imagine falling into the void like that. It must have been really embarrassing. After another encounter with the goblin, I proceeded towards the direction of my late rival's former abode to purchase myself a full set of iron armor, gold-sheeted produce, and a pair of shears to aid me in my most certainly formidable next encounter. Upon reaching a barrier between myself and the quarters of my next target, I would propel myself upwards using this highly condensed grade A explosive and successfully destroy their instrument of slumber before then immediately humbling myself by launching me, and also my dreams of being a good player, into the abyss. Forward a series of insightful events, I would arrive at White's humble sanctuary and remove their mattress as well, securing my entryway into the middle of the map. It is here, my blessed and lovely viewers, that I would watch that bloody red text appear across the middle of my viewpoint, that my bed had been destroyed. Oh dear. Worry not, my companions, for I had accumulated enough materials to be, and forgive my use of modern slang, to be stacked beyond belief. I drank the mystical brew, but to no avail. I was revealed in an instant and was stuck on a hiatus during our brawl, having escaped at the nick of time. Here, my friends, is where the injustice occurs. Out comes the bridge towards my direction. I fiercely advanced towards the enemy and heroically jumped onto a place where I could improvise a tactic. I would block off one side of the battlefield and use the magical power of knockback to knock my opponent off and win. But that is not what happened. What happened was lag. Rewatch this clip, my brothers and sisters. I would have won, if not for the lag at the worst possible time. It has been 9 games now, and I already feel my mental stability slipping through my fingers. Skipping a few games forward, we're on game number 18. The game started off as all terrible things do, with me endlessly waiting in one spot forever to get paid barely enough to scrape by. I bought a hefty amount of blocks and utilized them to make my way over to Aqua and take their bed before dying to... bruh. Since Yellow and Aqua were having their own skirmish and the previous games didn't go too well when I was under-equipped, I decided to get stacked. You know, make a place for myself. Ice on my wrist, even. 4 diamonds, delicious. 2 emeralds, amazing. 4 emeralds, simply fantastic. 6 emeralds, scrumptious. My bed being taken, absolutely superb.
Wait, what?
Not only was my bed taken, but I had to deal with Green hot on my tail. I went to go attack him and then... Now, I don't know who threw this fireball and how I somehow survived and Green didn't, but in killing Green, it gave me 4 more diamonds and 2 emeralds. I literally was the richest player on the map right now. I needed to spend these fast. I couldn't afford to die to something stupid. I just had to make sure I was being extra careful. Round 24 came and I had no hope at all whatsoever. I remember vividly actually physically tweaking at the prospect of having to do this challenge even more, and what was worse, it was literally past midnight since I had started playing this game. Almost 4 hours of my life gone to this bloody challenge. The game started off with some person speaking French for some reason, but let's move on. I made it to the base of my first rush, just as our French friend had been removed from the game. I took Blue's bed and skedaddled on back to my base to buy tools and then make it to Gray's base to spend my diamonds. Little did I know, this would prove to be a major headache. My bed was taken just as I dropped down and took Gray's bed and hid around the corner, hoping he just walked towards me and I could hit him off. Now, I'd like to think of myself as a pretty calm, sane, and collected person. However, it was quite obvious my mental stability was decreasing with every silverfish this pencil shaving of a person kept throwing at me. It has gone to the point where if I ever hear the word silver and fish in the same sentence, I will most verily have a panic attack and have anger issues that will result in several years of therapy to get over. Not just for me, but for my therapist as well when I describe in great detail the gruesome things that I will do not only to these little grey urchins, but to myself as well. There will be no limit to my anger, nor my prowess to wipe the earth clean of these monstrosities. I will have given in to my mentally scarring desires and will live the rest of my life enacting out my revengeful fantasy. In other words, I wasn't feeling very :3 about the next game. I've been skipping games here and there because most of them either ended up like games 18 or 20, and making content out of all the clips would have taken too long and not have been as entertaining. That being said, let's move on to game number 25. I started this marvelous game off with a riggedy bed defense before I advanced towards Gray, making sure not to fall before taking his bed. However, I would then proceed to get immediately double quarter pounder demolished by him when I dropped down. When I respawned, I decided, who needs a bed in a game like Bedwars, and made my way towards the gen to get, come on, say it with me now, those sweet, succulent, delicious, you're not saying it, I said say it with me, those sweet, succulent, delicious, mouth-watering, sensual, extraordinary, extravagant, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious diamonds before making my way towards mid. If you need to pause the video and rewind so you can repeat after me, I'll be waiting. You done? I'll know if you did it or not. Don't treat this as some kind of joke, you sicko. This is important. Are you sure you did it? Alright, let's continue. At mid, I grabbed all the tax returns of the lower working class and oh, yep, there goes my bed. I sure hope that doesn't foreshadow a terrible demise later on in this game. I made it from White's diamond generator all the way back home to purchase what looks to be the most stupid set of upgrades possible. Looking back, I had no idea why I bought heal pool and a trap when my bed had already been taken. The brain was just not braining. With the emeralds though, I put them to good use. I bought invis, a pearl, 2 bridge eggs, and bought myself iron armor and other various useful supplies to aid me in what was to come next. I went back to mid to grab another round of those taxpayer dollars and a small handful of 4 diamonds, making sure I was being very careful and not risking any easy jumps. By now, everyone was bedless, which gave yours truly a slight glimmer of hope. For once, I felt like I may have a chance to free myself from the constraints of this challenge. I pearled to mid and what? I knew that. See, what I didn't tell you guys beforehand was I had installed hacks, right? And those hacks allowed me to buy a secret weapon from the shop, that weapon being telekinesis, and I was able to use telekinesis to kill Gray. Don't question it, it was all a part of my master plan, trust me. Anyways, like the manly man I was, I decided to sit below and hide because my invis was about to run out. I was quite literally in a pickle here. I didn't have a sword or anything to defend myself, and surely he wasn't just about to jump down right next to an edge, right? And with that, I secured my victory and my freedom from this blasted challenge. Oh boy, don't ever let me do one of those challenges ever again. In fact, this one was such a doozy that I'll need another break. So make sure to subscribe, like the video, share it with what little friends you have, and I'll see you all in 2025. Psst, psst, hey, you see this cool thumbnail? Yeah, it was created by my friend Vin. Shout out to them, this is awesome. And for everyone else but them watching this video, you better leave a thank you vid in the comments. Alright? Alright, I'll see you all in my next video. Goodbye.